This video is number 4 of the 5 things every teacher needs to know about using Google Forms. Um, what we're going to do this time is we're going to show you how to allow your students to edit responses from a form after they've submitted it. So I have the same form I've been working off of. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple items down here. And these are going to be longer question items. So they're going to be paragraph texts. How would you advise President Obama to deal with our foreign policy? I guess that's not probably the greatest question, but we'll go ahead and we're going to use it for right now. Now, when you're going to allow students to go back in and edit their responses later, you do need to be careful about required questions. The problem is the questions required is going to make sure that there's a response filled in for that. Now, if this is something maybe that you're allowing students to start in class and you want them to finish at home, they may not have an opportunity to get to that question. So you may want to leave some of these not required. We're also going to add one more paragraph question. Explain in a paragraph which international issue do you think is of greatest concern and why? Alright, and the students would then respond down here. So when I'm all done, I can go ahead and view this form, but before I do, I want to make sure that this box is checked down here. Allow respondents to edit responses after submitting. If that's checked, what happens when I go to the live form is I'll go through and I'll fill out all of this information. So I'll go ahead, I'll put in period 2, Mr. Padway. And we'll just go indirect military action. We'll say instability in the Ukraine. We'll put it at a 2. I'll write my paragraph down here. And I'm going to want to finish this later because I haven't had a chance to get to it and class is ending. Now, when I submit, it's really important that I send myself a copy of these responses, and I'll show you why in just a second. When I submit, right now I have an option to edit responses. I can click on that, I can copy this URL, and you'll notice this form now is already filled out with all my information. If I go through and I change this information, it will change the form that I've submitted it on. However, and you'll see right here, here's my responses, and whoops, and there's my paragraph response. Okay, if I change that from here, and I actually write something, hello, today is a great day. Now I realize this doesn't answer the question, but I can change it, and what will happen here is it'll actually change my response on the form. The reason why I asked it to send me an email is rather than having to keep this page open, because once this is gone then you lose the URL link, in my email I have an email from Google Forms, and it's one thing every teacher should know about forms. It's the responses as I had filled them out initially. And if I look at it, up at the top, there is a blue link to edit your responses. So I can go directly to my responses without having to save the URL as long as I have the email. I can go in, I can edit these responses. No, comma, it was not a good day. And I can write something in here, and I can go back and I can submit this. Now, when I go back to my live form, these responses will change. You'll see, no, it was not a good day. A few other things, and you'll see the little tag up here that shows that I've edited that value. A few things that will help you. If you wanted to view paragraphs, sometimes it's helpful to expand that column to make it a little bit wider so you can see everything. The other thing you can do is you can highlight the text, or you can highlight the entire column, and you can wrap the text using this button right here. What that'll do is it'll allow you to see a portion of what's been submitted in a way that makes things, as you get very long paragraphs, a little bit more manageable. And you can see if I shorten this column again, and I choose to highlight this whole thing, right, now I can just see that, and if I click on it, I will get the entire strip. Anyway, good luck and have a great day. Stay tuned for part 5 of the 5 things every teacher needs to know about Google Forms.